how cute this little taco is. Guys, I'm excited to try this. Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing chicken tikka masala tacos. There really was no rhyme or reason behind this besides I wanted them, I was craving them, and I thought I could make it for the both of us. So we're going to start off with the naan. I'm just going to be doing about a half a cup of warm water and instant yeast. And with instant yeast, you don't really have to bloom it because it's instant. You know, you could just throw it in the flour. But I have a habit of doing it because I like to see yeast bloom. Then I'm going to add in about a cup of yogurt, mix that together. And I was supposed to be doing 2 tablespoons of olive oil, but I feel like this was more like 4 tablespoons. We measure with love over here, okay? So I'm just gonna drizzle that olive oil in, mix it together, and then I'm gonna be adding half cake flour and half bread flour. So then I'm just gonna add in the flour mixture slowly so that, you know, you don't make a big, huge mess and flour flying everywhere. So after I'm done slowly incorporating that, I'm just going to knead it until it comes a nice soft dough ball. It's sticky. It shouldn't be wet, but it should be a little bit sticky. The more moisture in it, the more moisturized, the more less dry the naan is going to be. Obviously, you're going to oil a bowl. You're going to throw that in there, and we are going to let that double in size. And don't forget to cover it with plastic wrap so it doesn't dry out. Now we're going to be moving on to the chicken. I'm going to be taking about 1.5, 2 pounds of chicken thigh, and I'm going to be cutting those up into bite-sized pieces. You guys know what bite-size is, cubed. Anything that you can fit on a fork or a spoon, that would be considered bite-size. So I'm going to cut that up, and then I'm going to add the rest of the yogurt in here. I think it was about a cup of yogurt. And then I'm going to be adding in my seasonings. I like to go heavy on the seasonings. So since this is about 2 pounds of chicken, I'm going to be adding about a tablespoon of dried ginger, a tablespoon of garlic, cumin, turmeric, and the garam masala that I got from this company. I got this for Christmas, and I love this seasoning. It is amazing. It just tastes so fresh. It's like a fresh seasoning. It added a lot of dimension. So I'm going to add a little of the garam masala. I'm going to mix that up, and we're going to set that, you know, I think I did about 30 minutes because I was filming and I don't like to let things sit for too long. Okay, so we're going to get into cutting some cilantro and onion. I thought this was a perfect combination because a lot of curry dishes are paired with a chutney or coriander chutney, and I think that kind of adds a brightness, a freshness to it. I'm going to small dice half of a large white onion. And then I'm going to take a bunch of cilantro and shave pretty much as many leaves as I can get off and do a rough chop with that. Then I'm going to combine the two in a deli cup and shake it up, and that's perfect. We're going to set that to the side. To a pan, I'm just going to be adding a couple tablespoons of olive oil and a couple tablespoons of butter. And then we're going to add our chicken in. Now on this step, I would add them one by one. And I like to see them get browned on both sides, but I overstuff my pan. So that is a tip for you guys. When you overstuff your pan like that, they basically boil and they don't brown unless you cook off all of the moisture. So try not to overstuff. You know, sometimes I get a little impatient, and you can definitely tell that with some recipes because you really want that char on the chicken. It really adds that, you know, extra flavor, but I'm going to get that flavor another way, and you're going to see that down the line. And then I'm going to take those out, set those to the side, and then I'm going to be throwing in some bell pepper and onion. I like it this way because this is how I get it from my Indian restaurants. I like the bell pepper and onion, and I don't like to blend it up, but I do like to saute it for a bit. We're going to pour in about 14 ounces from this 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. From the moisture of that crushed tomato, I'm going to start scraping the bottom of the pan where all of the flavor is. Since we didn't get the color on the chicken, but it is in the pot, that's how we're going to get some of that flavor off the pot using the moisture. So scrape away if you did what I did and wasn't patient. Also, only do this if it's a stainless steel pot. Do not do this to a non-stick pot. You do not want to scrape up the non-stick. And then once I've managed to scrape as much as I can, I'm going to add in all of the same seasonings that we use in the marinade with a couple of exceptions. I added coriander and this red chili seasoning that I got a while ago when I first did my first chicken tikka masala recipe. It is super spicy. Once I add in all of my seasonings, I'm going to mix them together, and then I'm going to let that sit for about 10-15 minutes until you start to see the tomato sauce become a really dark red. That's how I know that the acidity from the tomato sauce is starting to cook off. So you want to give it 10 to 15 minutes. And then you also want to cook off some of the moisture because like I said, I don't want this to be overly saucy. Then I'm going to dump the chicken back in and mix that together with the tomato sauce. And then I'm going to pour in some heavy cream. I think I did about a half a cup. Then you're going to toss it around until everything is incorporated. And then I'm just going to let that simmer until it deepens in color. And as soon as it's deepened a little bit, like you see, then I'm going to be adding this stuff in. It is called fenugreek. It's just to finish it off. It adds like a really nice aroma. I just love this stuff. And then we're going to finish our naan, rolling out our naan. So we're going to take it out of the bowl. Once it's double in size, punch it down. And then I'm going to make little balls. That's childish. Okay. Then I'm going to form little balls from this, like taco size. So I try to guess, but I would say anywhere between like 1.5 to 2 ounces. After I'm done portioning them, I'm going to let them rest for like another 5 minutes because, you know, when you overwork the dough, then it becomes like tight. You can't roll it out. Then it, you know. So we're just going to let that rest, cover it with a towel. And then about 5-10 minutes later, I'm going to start rolling them out to about taco size. And then I'm going to transfer them over to a cast iron skillet. This is about medium hot. You don't want it to be too hot. You don't want it to be too cold because you still kind of want some color to it. Cook it for a few minutes on each side. Once it's brown on one side, I flip it over. And then you got those nice little, you know, what are those called? Those little signature dark pockets on the naan. Now you got all of these nice fluffy pieces of naan taco size, and we're going to build them up. And it's pretty simple. You just put it on there. You put your tikka masala on there, and we're going to top it with the cilantro onion mix. And then you're going to just squirt that with a little lemon. And oh my gosh, they were so good. Leave me some lemon emojis in the comments below. Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, look at these, look at these. I made some chicken tikka masala tacos. I mean, sure, you could just like make a big batch and eat it like how you would. I don't know, I wanted tacos. I wanted to see, because I always want naan in every bite. So what better than chicken tikka masala tacos? So let's get into this. Look at how cute this little taco is. Guys, I'm excited to try this. I, hands down, make the best tikka masala on the planet Earth. Hands down. That is just freaking amazing. The naan is out of this world chewy. This is so good. Actually, I did show you guys the naan, but if you watched the recipe portion, you saw how the naan was just fluffy. Now you can't really tell because I'm eating it, but it's just like fluffy and chewy, and it's beautiful. If you try, actually I was gonna say, if you try nothing else, actually you have to try it all. You have to do every single step. Even if you don't wanna make tacos out of it, try this recipe with the naan. Your socks will be blown. Your brain will be blown. You got the lemon that cuts through the fat, the cilantro and onion that gives it that freshness. All right, you guys, that is gonna be it for today. I will see you in the next video.